Another story that we're working on this morning, a teen is paralyzed after being bitten by a mosquito carrying the West Nile virus. Now that young man is on the road to recovery. You're looking at him here in the hospital. This is 18-year-old John Proctor VI, still in a local hospital in St. Louis, Missouri, after he was bitten in early August. His father started a GoFundMe page to help with post-medical treatment and his continued rehabilitation expenses. Health officials are telling us right now 2 people in New Jersey died just last week from the virus, bringing the number of reported deaths now in the U.S. this mosquito season to 5. That's according to the CDC. They also say 33 states are reporting a total of 289 cases of the West Nile virus this year alone.
Joining us now is Dr. Frank Contessessa to help us understand more about this virus and the uptick. Frank, good to have you with us this morning. We are learning this is a prolonged mosquito season. So what is the perfect hotbed for mosquitoes to thrive in?
Well, good morning, Dominique and Fanchon. Great to be with you guys. So this is a mosquito-borne viral illness. It is from the bite of a mosquito. Now, not every mosquito bite is going to cause this. It's a very specific type of mosquito that causes this. And, thankfully, I want to get the message out there that the vast majority of people, even if you got West Nile virus, 80% of people get no symptoms whatsoever. They don't even know that they've had it. And then of the people who do get symptoms, maybe the 20% of people who do get symptoms, only 1 in 150 get the severe form of the illness that can cause hospitalization and death. So the vast majority of people, even if you got the disease, you're going to be okay.
Well, it's interesting that you give us that perspective, because when you hear about West Nile, you hear about people dying, the easiest thing is to panic. We're looking at some of the symptoms on our screen right now. Doctor, can you kind of go through some of these symptoms and when we need to seek medical intervention if we do experience some of those?
So the symptoms tend to be the flu-like symptoms. It's fever, chills, aches, fatigue, can be nausea, vomiting, a severe headache, things along those lines. The general rule of thumb, if these symptoms are relatively short-lived, they last, half a day, you rest in fluids and that sort of a thing. Once it's going on more than, a day or two, or if you get very high fevers, 102, 103, then you want to seek attention.
And Dr. Contessessa, a lot of people will be outdoors today. The climate is still quite warm and humid in some areas. I know a lot of people say you need to have a mosquito repellent with DEET in it. A lot of people try to stay away from DEET because it's a chemical. What do you recommend when it comes to West Nile?
So with West Nile, there is no treatment. There's no vaccine or anything like that. So the best prevention is to prevent the mosquito bites. So clearing standing water where the mosquitoes nest. But also, when it comes to repellents, there are a lot of choices. DEET is relatively safe. I would be careful with children with DEET. Maybe get it onto their clothes instead of onto their skin. That can help deter. There's another one called picaridin, which is generally considered to be a little bit safer. You do, again, with young babies and children, you want to be a little bit careful. Maybe put a net over the carriage if you're dealing with a young child, and try to keep the repellent onto the clothing instead of onto the skin.
Boy, great advice. Yeah. Dr. Frank Contessessa, thank you for your time and for putting this in perspective this morning.
Yeah, great information.
Thank you both.
Right now, we do want to check the other